You have a story, and that story is the most powerful thing that people can hear about Jesus and about who he is and what he's done. I have one of the best jobs in the world, I think. Right now, I am serving in Turkey, and I work with college students there, sharing the gospel with them. My sophomore year in college, I began to pray for different countries in the world, and I heard about this vision trip that the Stone was taking to Turkey. As I began to continue to pray for Turkey, God continued to impress it on my heart over and over and over again that he wanted me to go there. I had no idea what language they spoke, what kind of people they were, anything about the country. I knew nothing. I just saw God's heart for this country and knew that he was going to do something big there. It's a really hard thing to face your parents and to tell them, Mom and Dad, I really want to go to another country for a year. It's hard to leave everything that you've ever known and kind of start a new life. But I felt such a strong desire and such a strong, this is what I'm supposed to do, that all of those things just kind of faded to the background. So a typical day for me, each one looks different. So I'll usually go on campus in order to meet new people. Sharing the gospel in Turkey is actually pretty easy because in America we have these taboo subjects. You can't talk about religion and you can't talk about politics. In Turkey, those are some of the first things on the table. And it's really easy for me to ask those questions because I'm learning about their culture and I want to know about them. That's a lot of my job, is just pursuing people, pursuing relationships with them. And it can be challenging at times. The fact that I can't really communicate, the fact that everything around me is new and different and my brain is processing on overload. And so it is draining to go and to learn a new world, to put yourself in a place where nothing is familiar. And so because it is hard, some of the little things that happen can bring you so much joy, and you can see God work in those things. An amazing thing about living there is I'm able to really rely on the Lord in a way that it's hard for me to hear. I think what has changed me this year is learning the importance of prayer and fasting. During our prayer and fasting seasons, people would become saved. It was so amazing to see how our friends changed, how they fell in love with him. In Turkey, they have these free donut stands to celebrate somebody's death. During Easter, we had this huge Easter week. We had this idea to give out free donuts in honor of Jesus' death and resurrection. I will never forget standing alongside one of my Muslim friends, and she's helping to hand out donuts. And someone asked her, "What is this for?" She says, "It's about Jesus. Do you know about him?" "Well, let me tell you about him, and let me tell you about Easter. I'm not a Christian, but let me tell you about Jesus." And it was just so remarkable for me that here she is, becoming a part of our community, helping to tell people about Jesus when she doesn't believe in him. And really, actually, a couple months later, she did. She accepted Christ. And that was just one of the best moments for me, because it was all worth it. There are so many cities, there are so many people who have no idea what Christianity is, who Jesus is, and that just is wrong. People need to hear. People need you to go and to tell them, because sometimes if you don't go, people won't hear, and everybody should know of this love for them. And so many people don't. And I don't know what I would do if I didn't know of God's love in such a real way. It's something that I crave each day. And so to be able to tell people that there's freedom from whatever they're struggling with, there's a life of freedom and a life of abundance that they've never known before, it's such a huge privilege for me to be able to do that. And it's something that we're all called to as Christians, to be able to go out and make disciples and tell people about Christ. to be lights amongst a dark world. That's our calling, and that's who we were created to be. We were created to be images of the living God, and I'm so blessed to be able to do that. Please come to Turkey, please. If you're sitting with me here right now, I would say please come, because you're needed, and it's worth it. It's worth it.